was.
Well, it was never changed. It was only the McGovern's was added onto.
But the name was changed also to Paul McGovern
Paul
Way.
McGovern Square.
Right, so now it's going to be changed back
It's
to the
going to
mill.
be changed back, and the monument will be taken off.
Now,
And that's
is
going to
the-
be done as soon as possible, soon as weather permits it.
Well, I have, the only other thing that I have and I wanted to touch on was, and I don't know if you're aware, and that's what I'm saying, that as a city councilman, or wherever district that you work for.
Citywide. Well, all 9 of us citywide.
That was one of my questions. Are you just citywide, or is it, so anyone and everyone on that council could have did some research on this, not just you?
Oh, of course.
Okay, because, I mean, in 2003, the Herald News came out with a whole list of 30 monuments in the city. And this is the things that I had questions about, is how come the city council, like you said, you've been around for 66 years, but even the council itself.
I was not aware, yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you, there's 9 of them in the South End. There's 9 of them in the South End, and a total of 30. So this hasn't just come in 2008. I mean, this has been since 2003. You know, and how did you feel when they yourself and Councilor Camara were no longer holding the position of the president and vice president on the council? Was this a direct result of this? Is that?
Oh, I don't think that had anything to do with
And now
that.
it's one of the, but it's just a coincidence.
Oh,
that
no.
all of that happened in
No.
that time.
I think that did not have anything at all to do with it. But the thing is, and I'm sure it didn't have anything to do with it. And I think the change of the president and vice president is something that we have a vote on every year, and whether there's a change or not a change is up to the full council.
Now, do you see yourself? With the president also looking for change, and the people of the country asking for change? What about the council and the city?
I think it's very, very important that we work very close together. I think that we have to do, and to me, every one of us know the reason we're there is to represent the people. And that is the thing that all of us have to do, and do the best thing that we can for the city. Make sure that the city is number one in our mind, and whatever votes we take or whatever decisions we make should always be because it's best for the city.
Absolutely.
Best for the people of the city.
Well, now, you know, we're running out of time, and I'd just like to give you a little bit of time of just to say, what is your vision for Fall River? What is your vision for the next? I don't know if you're going to run again or continue to run.
Yes, I will run.
You know, and
I've already gotten calls saying, I heard you're not running. Yes, I will be running next
what is your vision
election.
for the city, Pat? What is your vision?
I just want to make sure, to the best of my ability, that the city of Fall River, everyone has the same chances. Everyone has the quality of life to enjoy life in the city of Fall River and out of the city of Fall River. I'm very, very heavy into trying to get wind power turbines in the city. We have been for a couple of years now, working on trying to get it at the sewer treatment plant, which is in the South End, and you're aware of the South End, with the wind off the water that we have there. We've had the study done. Now I'm waiting to see, because that's like over $1.5 million a year that we pay in electricity at the wastewater treatment plant.
Well, down at Mount Hope, I can tell you that driving down there, that's windy. Oh boy, that's really
exactly.
windy.
So to me, we got to channel that wind, and once we like I say, we've had the study turbine put up at the wastewater treatment plant, and now we're going through all the aspects of trying to make sure that we have the money, and that's one of the tough things. We're trying to get grants in that. But the next thing from the sewer treatment plant, Cuss Middle, the new Cuss Middle, right at the bottom of Kennedy Park. Again, you're right on the waterfront.
Right, that was the old Globe Mills Avenue, correct?
Exactly.
Right.
So that would be, to me, that you're working to save money for the city, and of course, if you're saving money, you're not having to raise taxes, and
I'd
too.
like to tell you one thing that I heard Councilor Camara, who I've known for years, and there are some councilors that are back now that have been councilors before. Okay, and but Steve Camara was on the radio, and he had called about an issue, and I don't have to speak about it today. it'll be for a later show. But someone had on the radio, actually, one of the radio hosts had approached him and said, "What is your view for energy?" One was the old dam that we used to use 100 years ago. You know, is anyone looking into that? Or is anyone, you know, looking at maybe the old Quequechan River, where right behind, down at the bottom of the viaducts, you know, I don't know if anyone else is aware, but we have a waterfall there.
We have worked on that previously a few years back, and what happened? You're talking about cost, and the cost to open up that area, the Quequechan River, is very, very high. So you have to make sure that anything that you're working on and to try to put forward isn't a situation where we can't afford to.
Correct.
Because we're not going to get the money from the state or from the federal government. And can we do it alone? No, we can't.
Right.
So to me, these are all things to keep on the burner to when we can do it. Because there are even pictures out and all of how it would look with the Quequechan River open.
Right, I've
so
seen
to
it.
me, that would be fantastic.
Well,
There's so many things that we're really working hard. The safety,
Yeah.
you know, the police force, the fire department, all this here to make sure that people feel safe in our area. In our our city, we have neighborhood groups that really do a great job, you know, making people aware that they can't just sit back and close their eyes. They've got to. They don't have to report their name, but they have to report anything they think that's wrong.
Well, I'd like to, that's
It's
one, you know what,
checked out.
and I'm glad you said that, because there is a Maplewood group, there's a Maplewood neighborhood society that they were actually in the paper the other day, and I'm going to try to get them on the air, and I'd like to see what they're about, and you know what, we need to get back to that old idea of where the neighborhoods cared of where they lived, took care of their properties, were, you know, willing to work with their neighbor and willing to work with the next person.
And work together, exactly.
absolutely.
So you know who your next door neighbor is. You know who lives on the second floor over you. Some people live in areas where they don't even know their neighbor's name upstairs from them.
Well, that, you know,
So
that
I
comes
think
with
that's-
fear. I think that
oh,
comes with
yeah.
fear, and we have
Oh,
to
yes,
change
it
that
is.
fear.
We have the Sandy Beach neighborhood. We have the Niagara neighborhood. We have the Maplewood neighborhood. We have the Bank Street neighborhood. We have the Flint neighborhood. We have the Highland neighborhood. We have a lot of and I'm sure Corky Row neighborhood. Offhand, I might be missing someone. I'm
Well,
sorry if I am.
don't
But the
expect you
fact
to-
is, these groups work very hard to make sure that their neighborhood is safe. But not only that, if one neighborhood is having a problem, these neighborhood groups will get involved in helping. I think it was a neighborhood group that actually they don't have meetings often, but the Ship's Cove that I'm involved in right now, that is a serious situation over there. And if we don't all work to try to make it better, then it's not going to get better.
Well, you know what, when I was touching on Steve Camaro real quickly, that when he was asked about a situation of generating electricity from that old dam, and they had asked him if he would address the issue, and he said that he won't address an issue unless he has people behind him. Now, when you take an oath of office to be a councilor here in the city, if someone comes up to me with an idea, I'm going to at least approach my colleagues and see what they say. I don't need an army behind me.
This is how I feel. If I feel that there's something there that I should be addressing, if someone makes a call to me, I will address it. I don't look for anyone to back me up. If they want to back me up, that's fine. But it's my job to do the best that I can. I can't be, you know, I can't depend on. It's not that I can't depend on them, but I will. Make sure that I put my effort and my foot forward to do it. Whoever I need to talk to, I've never been approached by Councilor Steve Camara on this project because, like I say, we have brochures. In fact, I'll drop one off to you.
Thank you.
So
Well,
that
I
you
gotta
can
wrap
see.
it. I gotta wrap it up.
Okay,
And,
I'm sorry.
You know, and I'm glad that you came on the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Councilor Casey for coming on. Drop me a line, bristolcountynews@comcast.net. Hopefully, other councils will be coming on this show. We try to get this council, unified and not divided, and that's what I've been seeing. And let's get forward back on track to a better life, so every citizen has a right to live a decent life. Thanks, and I'll see you again.
Thank you.